Morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. How is everybody doing today? Good morning. Today, the subject that we're going to be looking at is photography. Okay, apologies for my lateness. I said 8 o'clock and it is 25 past. So, welcome, Juliet. How are you? Did you sleep well? I overslept. Really bad. Really naughty. Welcome, everybody. Come on in. Welcome. Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing? How are you all doing? I hope you're doing well. It's Tuesday, so it's still kind of the start of the week, but we'll get there to the weekend. We'll make it. We'll make it. Today's subject is photography. Is anyone good at photography? Does anyone do photography? Let me know, just while we wait for more people to come in. Good morning, everybody. Morning, Anchor. How are you? You all right? Are you okay? Is everyone all right? Photography is the subject today. Thanks for the share, Juliet. As always, thank you. How is everyone doing? Has anyone got a busy day ahead? That's the question. Good. Has anyone got a busy day ahead? That's the question. It's going to be our usual A2 to C2 words, where we define the English words, we put them into a sentence and make them our own. How are we all doing this morning? Welcome. Yes, going to the beach shortly. Oh, I'm jealous. No, Juliet's going to be lazy. I'm also jealous. I'm very jealous of what people are doing today, other than working. If you're working, that's okay. Hello, Pit. You're right. So welcome. What we do here is we go through A2 words all the way through to C2 words in English. We define the words and we make sense of them. You're on early today. I'm actually late. I've been doing these at 8 o'clock and I was 25 minutes late, so apologies for that. You're right, mister. How are you? Thank you for the likes. Okay, so more people are funneling in. That means more people are coming into the live stream. So welcome, everybody. Good morning from England. I'm a native speaker from England, and I try to teach you lovely, insightful words in English. Okay, so why don't you tell me, where is everybody from this morning? Where are you all from this morning? I'm from England. I'm welcoming you. I would like to welcome you officially to the A2 to C2 vocabulary challenge. Where is everybody from this morning? Just type it in the comment section and I can welcome you. Algeria, superb. I bet it's hot there. Wales, awesome. Oh, I love Wales. North Wales, around Carnarvon and around there is beautiful. Where's everybody from today? Italy near Naples, superb. Good pizza, I bet. Welcome, Poland, beautiful country. Where's everybody from? Just let me know and I will welcome you. And today's theme is photography, okay? Gabon, awesome. Taiwan, welcome. Wow, goodness me, we don't get many from Taiwan. Welcome. If you enjoy this, by the way, just follow, give me a follow, and you'll never miss a live. South Wales, well, South Wales is also beautiful. People in Cardiff are one of the most friendly people I've ever met. Hello, welcome. How are you all doing this morning? Where is everybody from? Type it in the comment section and I can welcome you. Romania, beautiful. Excellent. Good. Yeah, we're learning English today, so that's what we do on these live sessions. Where's everybody from? And I can begin. I'm from England. I'm a native speaker. Birmingham, superb. Iceland, good. I bet is it getting warmer in Iceland these days? That's the question. Good morning. Where's everybody from? Can you speak in your own local accent? That's what I'm doing. More or less. My favourite theme. Is it really, mister? Yes, I suppose it is. Yes, it is. Juliet's boiling in Iceland. Welcome, Ukraine. Stay safe, please. Yes, I am. I'm a teacher in England. Just put in the comment section where you're from and we shall begin. There's over 100 of you in the background. What we do is we go through A2 words to C2 words. We define them and make them our own. Thanks for the rose, but remember, don't let it cost you money. Egypt, fantastic, beautiful. Where's everybody from so I can welcome you first? Yes, it is. I always tell the truth. Superb. What part of England? The Midlands, so in the middle of the country. But I'm originally from Essex, which is just east of London. Poland, I'm from the Pacific Ocean. Oh, a seafarer. Excellent. What's the crack? So I'll explain. Really good phrase there. We go through, the theme is photography. So I'm going to say a word. You're going to tell me what it means. And then you're going to put it into a sentence to show that you know what you're doing. Good morning, Germany. Good morning, Spain. Beautiful, excellent countries. Okay, I'm going to begin now. So, it starts off really easy, guys, and then it gets harder. Okay, so if you're new to this, it starts off easy and then it gets harder. All right, so I took a photo of the sunset. What is a photo? Can you define photo for me? What is a photo? What's a photo? An image, superb. Photo, thanks for spelling it, Juliet. P-H-O-T-O. A picture, yeah, good. A picture, superb. You guys are good. Yeah, it could be a snapshot, a digital picture. See, again, the reason I like defining it is because you create all these synonyms, yeah? They're similar words, okay? It's a picture, superb. I don't spend ages on A2, by the way, as well. And if you're in the background and you're learning English, follow my channel and you'll pick up lots of different phrases. It's a picture, superb, excellent. The picture that conveys a 3D world on a flat surface, that is superb, excellent. Okay, a picture, okay, I'm not going to spend ages on a photo. A photo is the picture that you take on a camera, okay? Used to be a camera, an old-fashioned camera, but now most people take a photo on their phone, okay? A photo is just the image, the picture that comes out. Does that make sense? Yes, if it does. No, if it doesn't. I won't spend long on A2 because I think you've got a good idea of that. Then when we get to B1, I'll ask you to put it into sentences. Okay, right. The second A2 word. Could you zoom in so we can see her face? What does zoom mean? Zoom, Z-O-O-M, zoom. What does zoom mean? What does it mean? Thanks for writing it, Juliet. Zoom and pinning it. Morning, Cappy. Zoom, come closer. Yeah, to zoom, to make it bigger. Superb. What does zoom mean? And if you've just joined us and you want to learn English, follow my channel. Hello, zoom. What does to zoom mean? The topic today is photography. What does zoom mean? Can you put zoom? Actually, no, I would do the sentences. To make bigger, yeah, to make the size bigger. Welcome, Brazil. To enlarge, superb, excellent. To zoom. You can zoom in on a screen, yeah, to grow the picture, you know what it means. To create a close-up, yeah, you'd have to zoom in. Excellent, guys. Scale up, superb. Does that make, to zoom is to make something bigger with a camera, yeah? To make something bigger with a camera, you zoom in. Does that make sense? To make something bigger, yeah? So when you zoom, it magnifies. Thank you, Cappy. It gets bigger. So it may, let me think, it start off this size and then get to that size, yeah? Starts this size, goes to that size, makes bigger. You can, yeah, sorry, you absolutely can. You can zoom in and you can zoom out. So it can make something bigger, it can make something smaller. Thanks, Juliet, you are correct, yeah? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I think another one bites the dust, sadly. Okay. Does that make sense? Yes, if it does. No, if it doesn't. And if you're in the background, welcome. My channel's all about learning English as an additional language. So if that interests you, follow my channel. We are now on to the optical and digital. Yeah, I won't go into that, but just starting with zoom. A2 word, okay? The photo is blurry because the camera moved. What is to be blurry? B-L-U-R-R-Y. B-L-U-R-R-Y. What is to be blurry? Okay, it's an adjective. You can use it metaphorically, but what is to be blurry? Not clear, yeah. Not seen well, excellent, yeah, good. Okay, follow my channel, it will help. Sweden, unclear, the image isn't clear, not clear, excellent. Superb. And if you're in the background and you want to learn English, follow my channel. One thing that I thought of, the image is unclear, superb, out of focus, is blurry, like there is smoke on it. Yeah, I know what you mean. The boundaries of objects that can be vague. Yeah, nebulous, superb, Cappy, yeah. Synonym queen there. One thing I'm thinking about doing as well, when I do hit 10,000 followers, which will be fairly soon, maybe like 20 days or so, I'm going to think about opening up like chat rooms in TikTok, so you guys have a place where you can talk together. Because what I'm finding is I'm getting lots of messages where people live in countries that they can't talk English to other people. Okay, that's what's going to happen. I hope that would be useful for you. I think it will. So blurry, it means it's not clear. Okay, blurry eyes are a metaphor. Yes, they are. Absolutely. I woke up this morning, my eyes were blurry. Okay, it means that it's not focused or sharp. Okay, it's not focused or sharp. It's all blurry. With real life conversations, again, when I open up that chat room, it will really help because you'll be able to bounce off other people. Okay, that's a good idea. Yeah, I think because I get so many messages, and I don't teach one-to-ones. Excellent. I'm sorry, another one bites the dust. You know what that means. Hold on. There we go. Superb. Excellent. Okay, that sounds good. Good, I'm glad. Right, does that make sense? Blurry, if something isn't focused or it's not sharp. Does that make sense, guys? The photo is blurry because the camera moved. The photo was blurry because the camera moved. If that makes sense, say yes. If it doesn't, say no. And if you're in the background and you like learning English, follow my channel and we do plenty of these lives, okay? And also, I offer a word of the day, which today, if I remember, is ubiquitous. I hope that I'm not being ubiquitous. All right, good, superb. We say goodbye to A2 then. Bye-bye, A2. And if you're enjoying this live, why not share it so more people can come follow? Okay, we're going to do B1. Type in B1 for me so I can have a sip of my coffee. B1, thanks for the share, Cappy. Thank you, that's kind. All right, here we go. B1, and I'm going to ask you to put these into a sentence as well now, okay? She took a beautiful portrait of her mother. She took a beautiful portrait of her mother. The word is portrait. So, P-O-R-T-R-A-I-T, portrait, yeah, portrait. So I separate it as in portrait, portrait. Morning, Felly, you're right. The word today at the moment is portrait. What is a portrait, guys? What is a portrait? Headshot, yeah, picture, image, but are all images portraits? The topic today is photography, depiction, superb. Are all depictions a portrait? That's a question. Are all depictions a portrait? The picture of the face, superb. It could be, yeah, of yourself, absolutely. A photo of a person. What, yeah, be a bit more specific. Picture of someone, yeah, excellent. Image of a face, yeah, excellent, superb. Good, a portrait is a picture of a face of a person, yes it is. The portrait of Dorian Gray, very good. Hold on. That's 3 this morning. How strange. That's 3 biting the dust. It's weird. Don't normally get that many. Picture of a person all the way from the top to the middle, but always with the face. A portrait. Well, I think face is the key word here, okay? An illustration, but is an illustration always portrait, okay? Yes, well done, guys. So a portrait is a photograph or a picture of a person, yeah? Generally, though, oh, another one bites the dust. It just means that I'm banning people. That's just what it means. Now, in England, a portrait, we have the National Portrait Gallery. We think of portraits often as just their face, just the headshot, yeah? So if I did a self-portrait in England, people would think I'm drawing my face. But it can be the whole body, okay? So can you now put portrait in a sentence for me? Can you put portrait? She took a beautiful portrait of her mother. And if you're in the background and you enjoy learning English words such as portrait, then follow my channel. Just the one, I'm afraid. Yeah, just the one. Can you put portrait into a sentence? Can you do that? Can you do that? Thanks for the rose. Please don't let it cost you money. Okay. Can you put that into a sentence? My daughter drew a portrait of Pushkin. Superb. Who's Pushkin, by the way? I'm trying to think. Good lighting is essential for high quality portraits. Yeah, I lost my portrait. Oh dear. I have a lovely portrait of my son in my dining room. That's lovely, Felly. I drew a portrait of my sister's face. A Russian winter. Very good. Different theme. Russian poet Pushkin. Oh, that's right. Poet. Okay, sorry. She took a portrait to immortalize her feelings. Wonderful. That's beautiful. A writer. Thank you, Juliet. Superb. Can you put it into a sentence, portrait? Because that then shows me that you really know what you're talking about. Don't put a filter when you film me. I want a portrait. Good. A plethora of famous people. Portraits are usually hung on the walls of ancient castles. Yeah. Oh, they usually hang on the walls. Perfect. Thank you, Juliet. The artist painted a portrait of his wife. Superb. He specializes in studio portrait photography. Yeah, excellent. I have a brilliant portrait of my mum. That's lovely. Morning, DP. We are on the B1 level word portrait, but we are moving on to the next B1 level word. You all did brilliantly. If you're in the background and haven't followed yet, follow my channel. You can learn lots of insightful English, such as portrait. Okay, we will go on. A self-portrait of his mood. Superb. I can't read every single one, but I will do my best. So, the word here starts with a C and ends in an E. What is to capture? To capture. Now, this is photography. Capture means to take something. So what might capture mean? The photographer captured the perfect moment. What does that mean? Captured the perfect moment. To take a picture, to make a shot. Captured. What does it mean? To take a photo. Superb. To take a pic of, record, take a pic, take a picture. Yeah, superb. These start off easy, guys, and then they get harder. Okay, register, good synonym. Yeah, excellent. Freeze, take it. Yeah, like frozen in time, take a shot. Okay, so if to capture, yeah, in photography is to record a moment in time or freeze the time, correct? Can you put capture or captured in a sentence? Yeah, caught the best moment. Can you put capture or captured in a sentence, please? The photographer captured the perfect moment. The landscape was beautifully captured. Captive. We wouldn't say captive, no. This camera can capture sharp images very quickly, very fast. Yeah, superb. Excellent. So we are on the B1 level word capture. It was an instant capture of the event. Super. Just keep it. Yeah, not its. Superb, guys. Any more? To capture or captured. I hardly captured the butterfly flying away. I barely captured. Yeah, hardly. Yeah, you can use that. I captured new vocabulary. Okay, superb. You've used that in a different way. You've got to capture the good memories. Yeah, if you're taking a photo, yeah. I've captured a photograph of my cat. The dentist captured my teeth before my treatment. Superb. Henri Cartier-Bresson always captured such a brilliant photo in real life. Such brilliant photos in real life. Superb. The photos I captured yesterday were great. The animal was captured right on time. Superb. We managed to capture the flying birds. Super. Camera captured the intruder. Good, you got them. To capture my attention. Excellent. I really love your dialect. That's very kind. If you are in the background and you haven't followed so far, follow my channel for lots of insightful English. Okay, well done, everybody. So I think we're all good with capture, to record a moment in time using a camera. I captured a bird flying. The soldier was captured. Yeah, you've used a different theme there, but that's okay. It still works. Does that make sense? Yes, if it does. No, if it doesn't. And then we'll go on to a third B1 word. And if you're enjoying this so far, share the live and more people can come join us. Yes, yes, yes. I could capture a beautiful picture of my baby while he's enjoying time with his teddy bear. Lovely. It makes sense. Good. All right. We will move on to the B1 level word. Starts with a D. Most people use digital cameras. That's all right, Blaze. We don't need any more. Thank you. Just stop. Thank you. Most people now use digital cameras. So well done. The word is digital. What is digital then? What's digital? What's digital? Is it just cameras that can be digital, or do you have other digital items? What is digital? To be digital. What does that mean? If you're in the background, what we do is we define English words, make them our own. If that interests you, follow my channel. Electronic, superb. You could have a digital flashcard. Yeah, so what is digital? What is digital? What do you think it is? Digital. Sorry about that, guys. Another one bites the dust. Goodbye, Roger. Computerized, superb. Digital systems use, yeah, we call that a binary code. Excellent, superb. Zeros and ones. It's information, okay, but is all information digital? Tapeless, based on numbers, yeah. Mobile, TV, using digital technology. Yes, not analog, we call it. The internet is digital. Digital sensors replace classic films, they do. Digital signature, like a pocket, stuff like electrics. Yeah, absolutely, they are often digital. Numerous. Numerous? Yeah, okay, there are numerous electronic digital devices. Superb. Yep, electronic Blaze, great. Okay, well done. Digital technology grabbed the world, or digital technology certainly changed the world. Can we put digital now into a sentence? It's when you're using electronic technology, not old-fashioned film. Because remember, we're talking about photography, yeah? So he masters his digital post-processing tech. Yeah, he masters digital post-processing tech. That will work. So if you're in the background and you enjoy defining English words and putting them in sentences, can you put digital into a sentence and follow my channel? It's a camera and it's more modern than ancient. Yeah, but can you put digital now into a sentence? Digital just means modern. Yeah, like using electricity, electronics. Yeah, that is digital. I have a digital watch. Superb. Digital asset, as in BTC, is a volatile investment. Oh, is it really? We live in a digital age. Superb. I use my iPhone to take pictures, but does it have digital? Digital picture isn't the same as the real deal. The mountains are way more beautiful in real life. Superb. Digital technology is very useful. Yes, it is. It absolutely is. I couldn't be doing this live without digital technology. The digital screen is bright. The electromagnetic pulse is a threat to digital technology. Superb. I was so excited buying my first digital camera. Bet you were. Digital cameras have been used to capture memories. Excellent. Okay, almost all new appliances are digital now. Superb. Right, are we good with digital? I think we are. It's using electric technology, okay, is to be digital. Digital businesses are more scalable than physical businesses. Yeah, superb, Dex. Are we good with that? Yes, if we are. No, if we're not. Like wire telephone is now the smartphone, not analog. Yeah, absolutely perfect. Yeah, the old-fashioned world is analog. The new world is digital. Superb. Okay, are we good with that? Yes, if we are. No, if we're not. Be brave if you are unsure of digital. And if you enjoy learning insightful English words, follow my channel and you can learn more. All right. We are on to B2 now. Whoa, we're on to B2. So type in B2 and I shall have a fine sip of coffee. You are a digital teacher. I'm using a digital phone to record, but I myself am not digital yet. The last thing you want is a hologram of me, trust me. All right, here we go. So this again is to do with photography, okay? It starts with an E and ends in an E. The word is exposure. Now remember, we're using this in photography, okay? The exposure was too bright in the first photo. Thanks, that's perfect, Juliet. Yeah, what does exposure mean? This is a particular word in photography. When you take a shot, is there exposure? What is exposure? Can you define it? It's a tricky one. To take in light. Superb. Exposure. Sorry, I have a frog in my throat. Capture the view, yeah? Too much lighting, overexposure would be illumination. Yeah, so we're getting the idea of light with exposure. Yeah, a right balance of light, luminance. Oh, lovely, great. What does that mean? Exposure in a photographic sense. Exposure, light reception, superb. If you're in the background and you like learning about photographic words such as exposure, follow my channel. Mastering exposure is mastering light. Yes, it is. I think I've got quite a few photographers in here to take light in different ways. Yeah, good, excellent. Exposure. So exposure in photography and in film is the amount of light. Very good, Cappy, perfect timing. It's the amount of light that the camera takes in. So something can be overexposed, where there's too much light, it's too bright. Or it can be, just checking that I haven't got this, I'm not going to say the next one. To be overexposed means there's too much light coming in, okay? Does that make sense? So exposure is how much light is coming into the camera. Technically the sensor, but we won't go into that. Can you now put exposure into a sentence? The exposure was too bright in the first photo. That means the first photo was just full of light and no detail. Check your exposure setting now. Superb. Exposure. Can you put it into a sentence in a photographic way? Can you do that, guys? And thanks for the follows, guys. If you like learning English from a native speaker, or just like listening to a native speaker speak, then follow my channel. A synonym of exposition, I suppose, like show and things like that. Exposition, clearly happening. The exposure was blown out. I love that. The exposure was very dark in my digital camera. Yeah, okay, because it can go one of two ways, exposure. Can you put exposure into a sentence for me? And I can read it out and check it. Exposure. So I've put the exposure was too bright in the first photo. The exposure was very dark through my digital cameras. Stars have too much exposure from the paparazzi. Yeah, you could use it in that sense. Yeah, you've changed the theme there. Overexposure is preferable in the critical moment of this film. Is that right? More light is more important at that time of the film. You can change the exposure of digital pictures anytime. Yes, you can. The camera auto exposure made the photo look too bright. Yeah, it's fantastic. Exposure can damage your photograph. Yes, it can. The photograph needs to find out a correct exposure of the scene before taking a picture. Yeah. The photo can be burned with too much exposure. Yes. I must I must use the exposure on my camera. Yeah. I must use the exposure function on my camera. He faced exposure in public. Yeah, that's a different context. Light exposure was perfect. Great. I can't see my face in the photo due to the exposure. The exposure of this picture is so low. The exposure of my camera makes the picture unclear. Well done, guys. Superb. All right, I think we're good with exposure. It's the amount of light that comes into a camera. Does that make sense? Yes, if it does. No, if it doesn't. The exposure highlights every detail. Yeah, could do. Yeah, it depends. It must be good, well exposed. Okay. Does that make sense, guys? Yes, if it does. No, if it doesn't. Yes, it does. Yeah, does that make sense? And if you're in the background, welcome. We are currently on B2 level words. Okay, and we're now moving on. You're going to do really well on this one, I know, guys. Okay. Frame. He framed the mountain between two trees. The word is frame, not fame. Frame. F-R-A-M-E. Frame. He framed the mountain between two trees. So what is to frame then? What is to frame? What is to frame? Borders. Frames do have borders. What is to frame? Put in limits, composition. What is to frame? What's to frame? Frame. Position. Excellent, Abby. What is to frame? You'd have an outline to put between borders. Thank you, Anchor. You could center something would be to frame it. Yeah. My picture frame is broken. Now we are sticking with the verb. You have the noun, a picture frame. Yes, you do, which goes around a picture. I'm going to pick the verb, to frame. Yeah. What is framing a photo? Yeah. So I've put, he framed the mountains between two trees. So what does it mean? I'm going to give you a clue. To frame. To frame. It's part of the picture. Yeah, good. Excellent. Wow, nicely framed. Excellent. Yeah, good. That has a double meaning there. Super, Cappy. To capture the whole thing. Good. Or it's to capture something, isn't it? But in a certain way. If you were to frame correctly, what would it be like? There are many beautiful frames we can capture during the voyage. Yeah, excellent. To put limits on the border. Great. Perfectly framed subject. Goodness me, we've got a comedian this morning. Setting something. Okay, so to frame is to arrange a subject around the outside. Yeah? So if you were to frame something, I'll show you a perfect example, okay? I just want to frame my eyes. So my camera's here. I just want to frame my eyes. So with the camera, I'm looking up and there. My eyes have been framed. I'm just framing my eyes. Does that make sense? I think that will be quite a clear one. So to frame, it means to arrange subjects in the picture, okay? God forbid I should want to frame my nose. So I've got my camera and then I'm just going to frame just my nose. Yeah, we've got it. All right then, clever clogs, put it into a sentence. He framed the mountains between two trees. Can you frame something? You could keep yourself in a frame, yeah, if it's a selfie. What is to frame? Her bangs, is that bags framed her face? I'm not sure what you mean there with bangs. Can you put frame or framed in a sentence? And if you're in the background and you like learning English as an additional language, follow my channel for more. Try to frame a light. Yeah, that'll be difficult. There would definitely be lots of exposure there. I framed the cat, I framed, put a D on the end, the cat between two trees, because it's past tense. Super. He had the photo framed, okay? That's a little bit different because you're talking about the noun, okay? Heard of the golden ratio? Yes, I have. I studied film at university. I know all about the golden ratio. Thirds. A good photographer never takes the person's eyes out of a frame on a portrait. Superb. She frames her dog between the cars. Yeah, excellent. Frame. Yeah, thanks, Dex. The golden ratio. Superb. So does that make sense? To frame. To frame. Can you put it into a sentence? Loads of you have already. Try to frame it through the window. Excellent. Yeah. Can you put it into a sentence? Frame or framed? Can you put it into a sentence? Framed or frame? My glasses have frames. Yeah, but you're talking about a noun. We're talking about, yes, I do. I would have to remember now, but I do. The artist framed the beautiful painting and hung it on the wall. Okay, so again, to frame, yeah, you're framing the picture. Superb. Are we ready to go? Are we ready? Yes, if we are. No, if you're still unsure about framing. Okay, the world was framed through the small window, was that? I framed only the face, or I only framed the face. Superb, guys. Excellent. Hold on. Another one bites the dust. Let's have a look. Is that all good, guys? Yes or no? Let me know. I was an art director for video games. Were you really? I know all about art directors. You guys do a superb job. You get the people to buy all the props. Superb. Okay, well, you design the scenes. In film, anyway. Okay, are we good? I'm digressing. I'm digressing. Are we ready? I was finally able to frame this beautiful landscape. Brilliant, Felly. Yeah, we good? All right. we are going on to them. Now, this is often used in America, okay? We can use it, we do use it in England, but America, just remember, this is everywhere, okay? It's a B2 level word. It starts with a C and ends in a D. The word is candid. Candid. C-A-N-D-I-D. Candid. I prefer candid photographs of people laughing, okay? Oh, I like that. You've used it metaphorically. The teacher framed the question in a simple way so everyone can understand. I do my best. Candid. Thanks for spelling it, and Anchor, thanks for pinning it. What does candid mean? Innocent? Interesting. What does candid? Sincere? Truthful? Honesty? Yeah, good, good. Captured a moment, but are all moments that are captured candid? Genuine? Fragile? Genuine, superb, mister. Yeah. Candid. If I was to take a candid photo of you, what would it be? It would be, well done, a natural moment. Spontaneous, yeah, superb. A candid moment, okay? It means to capture people, place, events in a natural way. Sincere, yes. Any French people out there? Cinema verite, cinema verite. Or if you're American, direct cinema. Anyway, I won't go into film. My wife took a candid picture of me. Superb. Excellent. A decisive moment. Yeah, excellent. What is to be candid? Candid. You can use it in different ways. You could say, look, I'm going to be candid at the moment, and say this. Okay, candid, it's natural and it's not posed for, yeah? So it's a natural, but you're not posing, yeah? You know, people with their selfies, and if I had my phone here and I go like this and I go like that, that's posing. Candid is the opposite. It is a natural moment taken in time. Often, when people don't know that you're taking a photo, that would be candid, okay? You could argue that CCTV, yeah, is always candid because people don't know they're being filmed. Now, can you put candid into a sentence, please? Can you put candid into a sentence? And if you enjoy learning words such as candid, can you follow my channel for more insightful news? I am looking forward to the 10,000 mark, because then I can open up separate chat rooms, A1, B1, C1, etc. and you can all practice with each other. And the good thing about this channel is we don't have idiots. We really don't. His responses are remarkably candid. Superb. That's wonderful. Yeah. You don't need to process. You don't need to something for this pic. We want to pose. We don't need to pose for this picture. We want a candid moment. Superb. Excellent. I prefer taking candid photos because they make people look natural. Superb. Don't let the rose cost you money. That's kind, but don't let it cost you money. His candid confession about past mistakes was met with support from friends. Yeah, you could have a candid confession. Superb. To be candid is to be completely honest, yeah? But we're talking about photos, okay? You can have candid photographs, all right? Candid people are the most positive in the world. They could be, absolutely. A natural picture without noticing that you took a picture. I had a candid conversation with my friend about my future. Yeah, you guys are really good because you're running with it, yeah? That's very kind. Please don't let it cost you money, please. Thanks for the shares as well, guys. If you enjoy this live, give it a share so more people can join us. Okay? So we know that it's natural and that it's not posed for. Yeah? Candid. Candid. The character of Voltaire's novel was named after his candid nature. Wonderful. Goodness me, you guys are masters. He was very candid about his mistakes. Yeah, he was very honest about his mistakes. Right, we are moving on. Well done, everybody. You all deserve a gold sticker and a paperclip. All right, well done. Okay, you have now joined us, everybody that's in the background. The root word. No, I'll send me a message if you need that. It's just the only reason is it totally breaks up the flow, and I've got 163 people waiting to hear the next C1 word. So if you're ready for C1, guys, just type in C1. And if you enjoy learning English from a native speaker that teaches in England, then follow my channel. Okay, Thank you. Type in C1 for me and we shall begin. Shall being a modal verb, but we're not going into grammar today. All right, let's go. So, it starts with a C and ends in an N, okay? What is composition? Candid, not open-minded, no. Candid means real in life, okay? To do with photography. So, sorry, composition, composition. Composition. I nearly said competition then, silly me. Composition. What is? Strong composition makes the image more interesting. Arrangement. Composition. Yes, that's spelt correctly, Anchor, thank you. Layout. Superb. What is? We're talking about photography now. Structure. We've just had 3 synonyms from Cappy. Superb. As a photographer, she often seeks a focal point to enhance her compositions. You got there early. To organise, to make up, yeah. A work of music, literature or art. Well, they are all composed, but in photography, what is composition? I can't promise exactly what time I do these lives yet. To merge is to compose. Yes, I'll allow it. Superb. Composition. What is composition? Arranging your visual elements nicely, yeah. So Dex, as an art director, would have to have very strong composition or you wouldn't be very good. The whole scenery, including the framed objects and light and type of light. Superb, yeah, excellent. Composition. The composition of a photo. What am I saying? Arrangements of elements in the picture. That photo has beautiful composition. That art piece has beautiful composition, structure, adjustment, excellent. You guys have defined it really well. So composition is the arrangements of parts in it. Yeah, so with a photo, if it had lovely composition, okay, it would just have people put just the perfect parts, yeah? Good composition, okay, wouldn't be like this. Bad composition would be here and me like this. This is very bad composition, okay, for a live session. But good composition for a live session is like I am now. We call it, well, here, head and shoulders, okay? Does that make sense? So now, can you put composition into a sentence, please? The composition of this photo is very balanced. Superb, yeah. The photo has really complex composition, I bet. An artwork made by, we're now putting it into a sentence, so I can only read them out if I've got composition in there, okay? Composition. And if you're in the background and you haven't followed so far, follow my channel for plenty of insightful English. Can you put composition into a sentence so I can check it? And then we will move on to our second C1 word. An external contractor providing computerized composition and typesetting. Yes, slightly different theme there. Try to stick with photography if you can. We put composition, that's something different. Think about composition in photography. Gaming scene needs to be middle and arranged correctly. She adjusted the photo composition by eye, seeking balance and clarity. Superb. The composition of this picture is original. Brilliant. To fully understand a photograph, we have to study its composition. Absolutely. Dynamic composition creates a strong focus. Yes, it would do. Absolutely. Dynamic composition might, yeah. Excellent, guys. We're all good with composition then. I thought I would get some more. If you're in the background and you haven't joined so far, join my channel and we can learn lots of insightful English. The artist has a specific composition for his paintings. Lovely. Think of compose, yeah? Put together. The photographer was famous for his great composition. Excellent. Yes, it does. A landscape photographer had spent some time on the spot before he made his mind up about the composition. Good. Okay. Great composition has an even better focal point of view. Superb. Excellent. And if you just like listening to a native speaker speak correctly in his native language, then just follow my channel and we can learn together. Okay, we're moving on. Are we all good with composition? We'll move on. Are we all good with composition? Yes, if we are. No, if we're not. Are we good? Yes. Okay. Just type in yes or no. Go, go, go. That's just Cappy. Anyone else? Good. All right. So the C1 level word starts with an E and ends in an E. Okay. To enhance. Okay. So it's a verb. It's a doing word. She enhanced the colours during editing. But what is enhance? To enhance something. Thank you very much, but don't let it cost you money. Enhance. Thank you, Andy. To capture. If you capture something, are you enhancing it? That's the question. What does enhance mean? Lovely word. To improve, to amplify, superb. What does it mean? To make better, to improve, to elevate, improve, to enhance. Yeah, excellent. Color boosting, yeah, improve, refine, make better, refine. You guys are really good. To zoom, handling, upgrade, intensify, superb, yeah. If you were to enhance, she enhanced the colors during editing. To improve the design, yeah, excellent. And if you like learning English, follow my channel for more. More like it, to make it more attractive, to enhance the colors here, superb. So I think you've all got a good idea of enhance, okay? I want to enhance my English, yeah, okay. I'll give you two meanings then for this one. So to enhance, in photography, yeah, it is to improve the quality or make something better or bigger, yeah? If I enhance the light in this room, it will be brighter, okay? You can add a filter, for example, as well, to enhance the colour. Now, you can also have enhance in different ways, okay? To make better. You are all enhancing your English by following my channel. Here we go. In a sentence, please. Good light will enhance depth of the photo. Yeah. Exercise can enhance your health. To take photographs to a next level. Can you put enhance into a sentence or enhanced? Enhance the film to enhance the film is the job of the editors. Yeah. Add some edits and some more touches. Can you put enhance or to have enhanced in a sentence now? The difference between improve, enhance and increase. The photographer enhanced his skills. So just make sure there's a D on the end there, Alex, but that's great. The Instagram app is enhancing our faces with filters to make us more attractive. True. Strong evidence will enhance your argument. Superb. You've used it in a different way. I listen to you to enhance my level. Superb. Excellent. Ladies on Instagram often try to enhance their appearance to attract more subscribers. Correct. His refusal does nothing to enhance his reputation. Superb. In ads, they enhance the product that will be sold. Yeah, excellent. I do my best to enhance my English skills. You are all enhancing your English skills today because you're here and welcome. Reading books enhances your vocabulary. Yeah. Increasing the sharpness will enhance the quality of the image. Yes, it will. Absolutely. I want to enhance my social skills. You will. Focus to enhance sharpness. Excellent. I'm enhancing my English with you. Well done. If you're in the background and you like learning C1 level words such as enhance, then follow my channel. You won't miss my lives. And also I produce a couple of videos a day with various words and phrases in English. I'm a native speaker, so even if you just like listening to someone speak correctly in English, follow my channel. Okay. I enhance my pictures to make it look better. Yeah, superb. My pleasure, Howder. Sorry if I've mispronounced that. Right, we're moving on. Is everyone good with that? Yes if you are, no if you're not. Yes if you are, no if you're not. Let me know if you're good with that, and then we're going to move on to our final C1 level word. Nowadays, everyone enhances their pictures. Yeah, they do. Even this thing has a little filter on, like a bit of blemish removal, like genius. It's quite scary, really. All right, we're ready. Oh, lovely. This is a really nice word. Now, you may not have heard this one. It starts with an E and ends in an E. What does to evoke mean? Yeah, I'm going to go actually with evocative. Evocative. The word is evocative. So the black and white photograph was deeply evocative. Thank you, Cappy. That's great. Yeah, and Julia. What does evocative mean? It's an adjective. It's describing something, a noun. What is an evocative painting? What is an evocative film? What is an evocative book? It's normally defined with the arts. Expressive, remind, evocative. I know why you've said remind, and that's good, to evoke, but so evocative. We talked about it, superb. Evocative. If you're in the background, follow my channel. You'll learn lots of lovely words such as evocative, okay? The black and white photograph was deeply evocative. What does that mean? I will explain, don't worry, just wait 1 second to extract. It's resonant, yeah. Reminiscent, absolutely. Emotional, Ali, superb. Resonant, yeah. Express something. Make you feel something, superb. Old songs can evoke beautiful memories, yeah. So think about what evocative is. Many photos are evocative. Schindler's List, the film, is evocative. Bringing song lyrics, yeah, can be evocative. Okay, so evocative is creating strong feelings or your memory, yeah? It's bringing back maybe emotions or a memory to be evocative, yeah? Emotional reminding, yeah, brilliant, excellent. So if I'm viewing a painting in an art gallery and I say, look at that picture, it's really evocative. It may make me feel sadness. It may make me feel happiness. It may make me feel joy, yeah? Because it is evocative, yeah? Can you now put evocative into a sentence? Perfume can be strongly evocative. I wouldn't use it with that sense. Evocative to evoke, I'd normally use it with what your eyes can see, not smell. Bringing strong images, memories or feelings to mind. Now, can you put, Rashka and everyone else, evocative into a sentence? This gorgeous landscape is evocative, yeah. Her art is profoundly evocative, superb. And if you like learning words such as evocative, follow my channel for more. The song was very evocative, yeah. Lots of songs are. You could evoke some traumas, so it could be evocative to make you sad, yeah. It could be. But can you put evocative into a sentence, please? The old photo was evocative, me deeply. This art gallery provides such evocative exhibitions, superb. Ghibli cartoon films are evocative. Yeah, they are. They're brilliant as well. Visiting our childhood home can prove evocative. Yes, it can. Absolutely. The singer has evocative lyrics. Yeah, can create a feeling. This picture is very evocative and makes me feel happy. Superb. If you're in the background, welcome everybody. We are learning English as an additional language and we are looking at the word evocative and what it means. If you enjoy that, then follow my channel. His perfume was evocative to me. Yeah, you can have it. We normally though have it with paintings and film and things like that, okay? Things you can see with your eye to then touch your soul. Okay, that was the last C1 word, evocative. Is everybody good with evocative? Yes if you are, no if you're not. The art exhibit, each tableau drew the viewers closer with its evocative imagery. Yeah, good. The video you made was so evocative. Thank you, I hope so. No, I hope it's not evocative. I don't want to bring emotions into teaching. Okay, yes, all good. You're all good. And if you're in the background, welcome. You have joined us at just the right time because we are now on C2 level words, okay? Now, everyone in the background, okay? I expect, if you've been to previous lives, you to get 2 out of 3 of these, because I have explained these before. So what I'm starting to do sometimes on these words is to bring them in to check your memory. Let's see if you really do remember what I've taught you. Okay, if you're ready for C2 and you want a nice challenge, type in C2 for me. And finally, in the background, if you haven't followed my channel already, follow and you'll learn lots of insightful English. All right, C2, C2. C2, superb. All right, let's go. The photograph uses a striking juxtaposition of old and new. Juxtaposition. You should all know this, okay? Juxtaposition. I believe this is the 3rd live where I've mentioned juxtaposition. Comparison, brilliant, excellent. What does it mean, juxtaposition? What does it mean? What does that mean? Side by side, superb. You've remembered. Contrast, excellent. To compare between 2 pictures, like overlapping, side by side, more like side by side. Comparison, yeah, you can compare by juxtaposing images. Contradiction, yeah, you can. They can be a contradiction. Juxtaposition. Now, obviously, I don't expect you to know it if you haven't heard this before. Okay, can you define for me juxtaposition? Welcome, everybody. Have a go. What is to juxtapose or juxtaposition? Okay, a photograph uses a striking juxtaposition of old and new. First time, that's okay, that's all right, so we'll explain it. Put several items together for fastidious analysis and determination of differences. My goodness, Mr. Foster, that is brilliant and absolutely correct. Upside down? Does something have to be upside down for it to be juxtaposed? Okay, follow my channel to learn more English, Yusuf. Okay. Placing 2 contrasting elements close together in a photo. Brilliant, yeah. To combine. Excellent, okay. But when you combine, be careful in what way you would combine the photo. All right. So juxtaposition. I know that many of you know this because you've been in previous streams, okay. Thanks, Duck, but don't let it cost you any money. Close placement of contrasting ideas for effect. Absolutely right. So you'll get bored of this, but many people have seen this before. I think it was when we did art. To juxtapose is put 2 bits together, yeah, 2 parts together to contrast, yeah. So if I put, for example, I don't know, green and red, the colours would be juxtaposed. They contrast each other, yeah? So here, for example, look at the juxtaposition of old and new buildings, yeah? So you're noticing the difference between 2 things because they're different and next to each other. Good juxtaposition can make your identity strong. Difference between 2 pictures, yeah. Could put it into a sentence if you can now. Strong advertising strategy is to juxtapose 2 products on screen to compare them. Yeah, superb, excellent. To place little babies close to a huge elephant. That would be, yeah, juxtaposing. If you had a tiny baby next to a big elephant, you'd be juxtaposing it in the photo, yeah. Can we use it in relationship? Normally, yeah. Have a go. What do you mean in relationships? Yeah. You could, okay. Her feelings were juxtaposed between love and hate. Yeah. Great. Excellent. Does that make sense, guys? So it's to place contrasting things together for effect. The image relies on a thought providing juxtaposition. Yeah, okay, excellent. So the thought, depending what your thoughts are, could be juxtaposed. Juxtaposition between before and after teeth pictures would show us beautiful results. Yeah, it would. Absolutely right. That's a really good thought, actually. At the dentist, you know, sometimes they take photos of before and after. That's juxtaposition being used. The images are juxtaposed, okay, to show the contrast of one being better than the other. Does that make sense, guys? Syntax uses just juxtaposition. Yes, 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 more often than not. Yeah, before and after. Okay, well done. Does that make sense now? Juxtaposition. Who here remembered it? Who here remembered it? I hope you did. Okay, we'll move on then. Yes, yes. Anyone else? Yes, the photograph used juxtaposition. Excellent. Does that make sense, guys? Does that make sense? Yes, if it does. No, if it doesn't. It is a beautiful word, juxtaposition. It is lovely. And if you're in the background and you like learning C2 words, then follow my channel. Excellent. All right, here we go then. Yeah, you could have. Right, here we go. This is a particular phrase in photography now, okay? And I think you're going to get it because we had the antonym earlier. We already discussed the antonym, that means the opposite, earlier. Right. He deliberately underexposed the image to create a darker mood. So in photography, what is to underexpose? Underexposed. What does it mean? Thanks for spelling it, Andy. What does that mean? Have I got any photographers out there? And welcome in the background. If you haven't followed my channel yet, follow my channel for lots of insightful English. Low exposure, yeah, good. To underexpose, what might it look like? Too dark, yeah, good, Cappy. What might be to underexpose an image? What might that be? We use it in film also. Underexpose means lots of shadows. Yeah, take a picture in a darker way. Thanks, Cappy, for pinning it. To underexpose an image. It could be obscure, yeah. Low lighting, excellent, Areem. Done really well today, by the way, Areem, good. Underexpose, yeah. What does it mean? Okay, so darker than intended due to insignificant light, superb. Or you've reduced the gain, but we won't go into that. Adjust the light, yeah, to make the whole picture darker than it was in real life at the moment. Yeah, excellent. So, can you now put underexposed in a sentence, please? I'm going to give you one. He deliberately underexposed the image to create a darker mood. Okay. Can you put that into a sentence for me? Oh, you did it at A level. Yeah, superb, superb. He deliberately underexposed the image to create a darker mood. So underexposed, shadows hide details in underexposed photos. Dex, that's brilliant. Yes, they do, and very specific. And that conjures up, that creates a really clear idea for everybody. Can someone put underexposed in a sentence? I've said he deliberately underexposed the image to create darker moods. Internationally unexposed shots intentionally underexposed shots enhance mood. Yes, they do. Think of horror films, yeah? How many horror films are deliberately underexposed, yeah? Where's the monster going to come out from? We don't know because we can't see. To enhance the contrast, she chose to underexpose the sunset scene. Yes, it depends in the way that you framed it, okay? But yes, I'll allow it. To underexpose a subject, you need to create a contrast. Underexpose. You don't necessarily need a contrast with underexposure, okay? Because, for example, if I was to do this, here we go. There's not going to be a contrast, but I am underexposed. Hang on, here we go. Oh, auto thing. Overexposed, hold on, underexposed. That didn't work as well as I wanted because these annoying new cameras are really good at adjusting very quickly. You don't always need a contrast, that's all I'm saying. If you're thinking I've gone mad and you're in the background, I haven't. We're just learning the C2 level word to underexpose. Underexposed shots create a moody atmosphere, yeah. I don't like my portrait due to it being underexposed. She took underexposed pictures in the night, superb. He underexposes the picture to enhance the points of light on it. You can do. The image reminds remains beautifully underexposed. Yeah, the whole image can be underexposed, yeah? It could just be very, very dark, and that's okay. Yeah, underexposure creates a mysterious atmosphere. Some photographers deliberately underexpose the images as their distinguishing artistic approach. Yeah, sorry, mister. That's perfect. To achieve a vintage look. Yeah, you could underexpose shots. The photographer took great pictures because he used wonderful underexposure. Superb. We need to retake the picture, sir. It's underexposed. Great, excellent. Underexposed, yeah, it can make something more dramatic. Normally, it might make it less dramatic. The underexposed frame enhances the general mood of the picture. Yeah, brilliant. Excellent, guys. You are doing really, really well. So, does that make sense? To underexpose. And if you enjoy learning words such as underexpose or underexposure, follow my channel for more insightful English. Okay. Yes, does that make sense, guys? Yes, it does. Superb. I'm also on YouTube, guys. I'm tempted to put this one on YouTube after to remind you of some words. But at the moment, I have been putting things on YouTube, but no one bothers watching them. So I'll see if no one really uses it, and that's fair enough, then I may just not do them. And also, as soon as I hit 10,000 followers, I will be setting up chat rooms, yeah, where you can learn English with other learners, because I'm getting lots of messages saying that people can't find your YouTube. It's just my handle, yeah? It's the exact same handle, English Made Easy UK. Okay, type that in and you'll see it, but it's only one E, all right. Okay. We're on to our final C2 word, okay? The final C2 word. So well done, everybody. And it was a lovely topic. It wasn't my idea, actually. Right. I expect you all to know this, okay? Please don't make me cry, all right? I'm hoping loads of you will know this, all right? Because I've mentioned it in previous lives, okay? Are you ready? Type in C2 if you're ready, and I will have one final sip of my coffee, and then we'll go. Let me know how you can help. You are helping just by being here. You're all awesome. I wouldn't do this if you guys weren't all brilliant. I really wouldn't. Okay, we're ready. The word is, okay, chiaroscuro. Chiaroscuro. Okay, and it's a noun. I'm going to spell it slowly. Chiaroscuro. 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 The portrait uses chiaroscuro to create depth. So think about photography. What would chiaroscuro be? Thank you for spelling it, Andy. No, my pleasure, S. No problem. Yeah. Chiaroscuro. Chiaroscuro. Thank you, Andy, for pinning that. The portrait uses chiaroscuro to create depth. Black and white is chiaroscuro. Yes, it is. So what is chiaroscuro? What is it? In film, we have chiaroscuro lighting. In photography, you also have chiaroscuro lighting. Light and shade. The treatment of light and shade in drawing and painting. Yeah, light and shade. Superb, guys. Excellent. You know it. Light and shade. Now that you know that high contrast and light and shade, or intense dark and light contrast, is chiaroscuro, can you put that into a sentence? Don't worry too much about the spelling, okay? Don't let that stop you. Can you put chiaroscuro into a sentence? The portrait uses chiaroscuro to create depth, shadow, light and dark, yeah, contrast. Can you put it into a sentence? This chiaroscuro photograph is very evocative. Love it, Felly. Yes, well done. You put in 2 of today's words. Excellent. And if you're in the background, my channel's all about learning English as an additional language. So just follow. The dramatic contrast between strong light. Yeah, but can we now put chiaroscuro into a sentence? Can you put it into a sentence? No, it's not. It's my handle for YouTube, just my handle. Artists use chiaroscuro for dramatic effect. Yes, they do. The portrait utilises brilliant chiaroscuro. See, look, you guys can all go to an art gallery in England now and you can show off with your technical vocabulary by talking about chiaroscuro. His drawing lacks chiaroscuro. Yeah, good. Chiaroscuro was the name and technique that I wasn't aware of. Well, now you know it. Chiaroscuro lighting defines the mood. Yeah, absolutely can. Think of chiaroscuro, light and dark, yeah? Light and dark. So can I create it here? I'll try again. Can I create chiaroscuro? Hold on. Not quite. Nearly. Chiaroscuro, this would all be darker, but my camera annoyingly alters everything too quickly. To highlight the dramatic juxtaposition of bright sunlight and deep shadow. Yes, Carlos. Yes, that's brilliant. Well done. Dark backgrounds make the chiaroscuro pop. Yeah, that would do. Chiaroscuro art is usually so thought-provoking. Yes, it is. And guys, if you enjoy learning English, follow my channel and you'll learn lovely words such as chiaroscuro. And don't worry, if you've joined us and thinking this is way too hard, we do start off at A2 level. Okay, right, I've got messages to read. The photographer chiaroscuro pictures makes the exposition dramatic. The photographers chiaroscuro pictures made the exposition dramatic. Superb, Christopher. The chiaroscuro made this photo so dramatic. Yeah. Bold chiaroscuro emphasizes the form. Yeah, it could be. You might have a silhouette in it. Chiaroscuro is a silly word to talk about shade and light. It's a technical word, yeah? It's not silly, it's technical, okay? When will I be live next? Later today. I'm not sure of timings because I'm really busy sorting other things out. I'll try to let you know when I put it on different videos, okay? He admired how chiaroscuro brought a three-dimensional feel to the flat canvas. Excellent. Superb, guys. Superb. The photographer used chiaroscuro in his photos to create beautiful pictures. Chiaroscuro is Italian. Yes, it is. It was defined by Italian painters. Yes, it was. Excellent. Okay. Chiaroscuro. Well done. I hope you can all pronounce it correctly because I've said it about 60 million times. Chiaroscuro. I hope it makes sense. Does that make sense? Yes, if it does. No, if it doesn't. And if you haven't followed me yet, then follow my lovely channel and you can learn English as an additional language for adults. Okay. Leonardo was. Yes, Dex, he absolutely was. Is there a metaphor that's really important because I'm out of time? Yeah, there is. I'm going to do one quick metaphor, okay, because I think it's really important for you to know this because in England we talk in metaphors all the time. Try to see the bigger picture before making the decision. But what is to see the bigger picture? What do I mean? I'm not talking about a big picture. It's a metaphor. Try to see the bigger picture before making a decision. What is the bigger picture? Yeah? What does that mean? Can you explain it? Try to see the bigger picture before making a decision. The whole story, a better view of the story, foresee the outcome. Yeah, good. To see the bigger picture. Excellent, guys. If you haven't followed me and you like learning metaphors in English, then follow my channel. To see a panoramic view is... seeing the bigger picture always, it's not photography quite. Pros and cons, the bigger picture, to observe all the details. Great managers have the ability to see the bigger picture and work for the good of all the company as a whole, a broader perspective. Superb, yeah. To step back and look at the entire situation. Yes. To know what brings us her, I will go through it in a second. To think outside the box is to see the bigger picture. Yeah, I'd say so. A better understanding. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Okay. The sweeping view, that's quite literal. This is a metaphor. Okay. So when we see the bigger picture, It's to understand the whole situation. Yeah? So, for example, let's say, for example, okay, that somebody, there's a thief. There's someone that's stealing things. Okay? I watch them steal a chicken from the shop. They've stolen it. They're thieves. They're evil. They're wrong. They've stolen a chicken. But I saw the bigger picture when they took that chicken and they gave it to their elderly grandmother and they had no money. Okay? The bigger picture can change your view of behavior or a subject, yeah? To see the bigger picture. It means to get more of an understanding. Does that make sense? Not to judge people before you get the bigger picture. It's not making a really quick decision, yeah? The bigger picture. Does that make sense? Yes, it does. Superb. Okay. You guys have been awesome, as always. One final plug. If you haven't followed already, follow my channel. You'll learn lots of insightful English. Have a great and lovely day, guys. If you do enjoy my videos, share them. And I will post this up on YouTube, okay? I'll post this up on YouTube. And it's my handle. Okay, guys. I will see you later. All right. Thank you, guys. Take care. See you later. Cheers. See ya.